Trevor. Treasure Trevor.
Alright, let me restart it.
Ah, yes, this was the party hat stream. Party hat. Scrim.
Alright. Pretty sure I was slow this first mid. Yeah, I remember that. Pretty sure I said fuck a couple times there. Alright, so 41 went in early, which is a little bit weird. I'm not sure he called it. We went right, and he kind of just jumped to the left, which can work on Roamer, but there it was a little sketchy. They should not have backed out that fast, I don't think. They killed me in 41 instantly. I guess you guys kind of just cleaned up and fragged out.
I mean, that team in general is just passive.
That's true. Yeah. Alright, epic rollout. Epic rollout. Ooh.
Ooh.
Spicy. Alright, so it's even Ubers, I believe. Yes, it is. So at this point, so I did say a couple times that I didn't really think about it until after we were done because this team was so passive, but you guys definitely should have run a sniper against these guys a little bit because they were just so passive. Especially when we were on second holding mid. Alright, Manatee got a pick. I would say either rotate here. If you rotate your heals in here... Did that guy die? Okay. I was going to say rotate and do a solo on Manatee when they're one down. That's something that I like to do. If you rotate, if you have your flank down, you can usually get in pretty far. And then you can just solo and try to make them flash as much as you can, and then just follow up after. Alright, they used...
Yeah, we off-classed a lot more yesterday.
Yeah, and it depends on the team. Like, again, they were so passive that obviously off-classes are what you're going to have to make it work. Okay, Manatee's in. I don't think really anybody else is with him, though. I'm spamming a little bit. He's wrapping behind this guy, and... Okay, so we got forced. Nice flash. Saved his life. Normally, obviously, one's held by the demo, usually 1 and 2, and you can rotate a little bit, but generally the combo gets in lobby. Then when you decide you want to push, then you can go a certain direction with the demo as well. They do have small ad, but I think I remember they don't push. Which process last is hard to push out of if you have just very small ad. It's such a big point. But all these points are just so big on process. It's hard to gain ground in Uber. Because you have to kill the medic if you're going to Uber in on small ad. And like right now, it's literally impossible for Bitter to die. So they're just going to hold last. .41 goes in for a sack. Manatee traded with a guy. Just fine. We're still just 1 down then.
Manatee, you end up trading a lot, like... Oh, he's not here. Never mind. Okay.
And you can say it if he's going to watch it.
He's gonna be watching. You can talk to him.
Alright, you end up trading a lot, like, just randomly. I was wondering, like, what causes that to happen, or is there any way to make it, like...
Or at least call it if you're trying to fight someone. It needs to be called, because I did notice there's a couple times where Manatee would die and 41's literally going in at the exact same time. So if Manatee doesn't get a kill, then you're just 2 down and free, basically.
Yeah.
This is where we tried our double banner strat, and it failed epically.
Double banner. What?
Yeah, no, it didn't work. It's I don't know. Can I see let's see charge? But it does take so much damage to charge it.
Do you think it's viable?
On process, I don't think it is as much. I think it needs to be a more spam heavy map like Gully Wash.
Okay.
Metal.
Or Metalworks. And I'm not sure about double. I mean, I've only ever seen just the battalions backup run. I've never seen people run buff banner. Basically, you battalions in and then Uber after, because when your battalion's back up, you can't get headshot. So it's impossible for you to instantly die unless there's a spy or a sticky trap that should have been caught. Like, so if you like, you could Uber in without having to Uber right away with battalions. You could do it the other way too, but the problem with that is then Manatee has to spend the last like 3 seconds of his flash turning on his banner. So normally it's just like, okay, if you have battalions, like walk it in, you have what, 35% damage reduction and 50% against sentries. So like a sentry can't kill you, really, or it shouldn't. 50% damage against the sentry is like the equivalent of a Wrangler. Well, for you guys though. So I would Uber in on the battalion's backup, or use in on the battalion's backup and then Uber afterwards, because you should be able to get the force off in theory, with just the battalions.
Mm-hmm. So our mistake here was our plan was the battalions after, and
Yeah.
we got to agree.
Well, and Manatee, I know he said that. He's like,
Yeah.
it's so tough because otherwise, by the time the Uber fades, if I don't remember to pop it early, also then I'm not doing damage in the Uber. But he has to pop it during the Uber, otherwise he has to take out his banner and hold it out for 2.5 seconds while he activates it, and then he's just gonna get killed. So usually it's easier to do it going in. Because 35% damage reduction is a ton. I mean, a pipe does 65 damage. That's just insane.
And Manatee plays really kind of disconnected pocket soldier. Like,
Alright, both of our soldiers are in. So we got the force. I don't know if that was called or if that was another one where they just decided to go. I don't remember. But we did get 2, or we lost 2 for that Uber. Which they did force him in a bad spot, so we're not going to lose the point. I don't think. Okay, yeah, demo died. Our mid died, though.
got 2 tickets for the gun show.
Oh, I was so triggered by this.
The health pack.
I went to go get the health, and I got stolen twice. By the same person! I was so upset. And then I died!
Crash on
God damn it.
Can you rewind it like 30 seconds before?
Yes, that was so triggering. Let's go to 30.
He's the real health pack cowboy.
Hey, what's going on?
We are doing
demo reviewing.
review.
Yeah, I know, but what's going on? Why you guys are laughing a lot?
Oh, you'll see. Are you in the stream?
Yeah.
You'll see. So I went and jumped through choke here. I was going to try to get a forward trap on rollout or 1. And I was like, oh, I'm going to grab this pack here really quick. Oh, nope. Stolen. Alright. Oh, I'll grab the rollout. Nope, that one's stolen too. Oh, I'll go to lobby. Oh, this one's... Yeah, okay. Literally all 3 of the possible packs I could have gotten got taken. And the 2 ones that I was really going for were both taken by Manatee. And then the rollout one you took.
Yeah.
I was so...
complain
And then
about
I died. It made it even worse. Oh my gosh. Except with 90 health.
Oh, I thought
So
it was...
annoying.
Can we complain about this? I want to make a strike. Manatee stealing all the packs.
I didn't say anything during the match. I was kind of just like, Well, guess it's
And he
fine.
looks on the beam. Look at this guy.
Oh god.
Okay, by official decree, Manatee is no longer allowed to take packs.
Yes.
See, like right there, I don't. It wasn't really worth peeking, especially when we were down one already. Like he peeked, he saw there was 3 people there, but he still decided to go in. So that was just kind of a weird play. So we were down 2 soldiers. We're really lucky that soldier didn't force our med. And I couldn't get anything there. Oh, they didn't even have. Alright. We're down 2 with 2 spawners coming.
One thing I want to talk about that I've been thinking about is convincing Manatee to play like more towards the combo. Since like alone, I kind of struggle with like denying bombers from killing bitter. So just having a soldier there, like even though it's not the most effective anti-air, like it would just be helpful to me.
Right.
Or for me.
It's at least a little bit of a, like, not distraction, but it's at least a little bit of a deterrent.
Yeah.
Okay, what do they do? I'd assume they'll walk in here. I think I get the demo, yeah. We're walking it back in. We got the demo. We did lose Pi, but it's down 2 now. Alright. We got a spawner. They do have it. That's why we're not. They used early. Bitter's gonna die? No, they let him out. I'm gonna die though. Manatee's contesting. This I don't mind. Like, it's pretty clear people are gonna die, but he did get 3 kills. Like, we were already down 4. But they were all hurt.
One other question. I have Manatee, a lot of questions for Manatee, but like I just see him like randomly just get behind and like I don't know, whenever he does, he seems to just make it fat somehow.
He plays a lot like a roamer.
Yeah.
He's definitely more comfortable playing roamer. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, it's tough. If you guys have 2 roamers, Bitter's gonna die a lot. Even though, like, yeah, a soldier can't really deny a whole lot. Okay.
Maybe we have Pi like rotate more and play more along the beam.
Yeah, if you're gonna play 2 roamers, or not 2 roamers, but if you're gonna play a lot of your pocket running around, you kind of have to, or just have your pocket play a little bit closer to your medic. And that doesn't mean you can't get aggressive, but you, like, I feel like he goes in a lot, just kind of by himself. Like I like him as a roamer.
We have two options, probably 2 strategy. Or we accept Manatee how it is, and we let him play roamy, and we adapt our flank scout. But then we Manatee need to be coordinated more because we are really not coordinated together. Like he goes whenever he goes, and I go wherever I want.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said before you got in here that I was like, this happened multiple times, and 40 even called it that. He dies sometimes, or like takes a 1v1 without saying anything, like as you're getting ready to go sack. So then he dies, and then you die because you're sacking, and then you're just down 2, and we lose a point for free.
Yeah.
Like that's happened multiple times.
Or we switch, and I try to play pocket, and he play roamer, or we. Yeah, let's say it. I mean, or we rotate and I play pocket, and he plays roamer, or we start to be as a team more really roamy with soldiers, and we have a Pi play more next to the beam.
I don't know if that works. I don't know if you'd want to switch roamer pocket this late in the season.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be an off-season thing, because I feel like that'd probably throw you off more than just playing the way you guys are with just rotating Pi in more.
Okay. Do you think it's viable to have I don't know if that's actually something that teams do when you have both scouts really close to the beam and soldier?
It's not going to be like, instead of having a pocket soldier, you have a pocket scout. Like, so it's not like you're having double pocket scout in a demo. It's still going to be a pocket soldier, but the scouts should be taking a lot of the heals. I mean, if you look at top level teams, the soldiers generally bottom heal,
Both of them.
or the flank scout gets just below the pocket soldier. Like it's not uncommon for the 2 soldiers to get the bottom heals. So if you like, it's not like when you're in a stalemate that Pie's not gonna be on the flank, because that's you still need a scout there to clean up on damage, because that's the whole point. Is if the soldier hits a 100 rocket on a scout, the scout can try to kill him. But it doesn't mean you can't, like, the flank scout always has to be on the flank. That's not the case either. So this was one of those times where it's like 100% we should have been on sniper or spy or something, because they were so far back. All right, let's check out where they are. Like, there's nothing that they're not even trying to be close to choke. All right, demo's coming up. He's gonna get the ammo and back away. Okay. Like, there's no reason why we should, like, I could have called this. I didn't think about it till after, but like, sniper, try to get the demo, spy, try to get the med on the ground or something. But like, there's literally no way anybody on either team is gonna die with their 6 here and our 6 back there. So I think eventually, yeah, I guess we just decided to try to go in, and we got the force, and then we just exchanged. We were kind of tired of just sitting there. But yeah, that would have been a good time for an off class, because it's pretty clear that they were just going to sit in the back and do basically nothing. And I think just because we had better DM, we won that fight. Both medics died, but we should get the point. Why aren't we capping? Oh, there's a guy behind, and I remember I was 30 health, so I couldn't risk going in. I remember that. Because if he came in behind and one-shot me, I was gonna die. Okay. So we kind of got screwed by the guy behind there. Because I couldn't go in, because then I needed to be looking forward, and if he just walked out and literally shot me from a long ways away, you can still do 37 with a scattergun. So I was really at risk of dying, so I needed to stay in our own choke. Our health wasn't good enough there, I guess, to cap.
Yeah, I think it was alright.
Whack, whack, whack.
Engineer.
Ignis Gaming. See, again, this is a spot where, okay, he's getting out, but I don't know why he was there in the first place. Because, let's look at this. Because we were still, I'm pretty sure at that time, we were probably still 3 down. Oh my gosh. Gonna give me... Gosh. Alright.
Brain hurty.
Yeah. Alright. So we are currently down 3. 4! We're currently down 4. We got 1 spawn, so we're down 3. They're capping the point. We're still down 3. Okay, our med just spawned, and our med just spawned. He should be back with our med. Like, I know he kind of got trapped out there, but when we're down 3 and our med spawn and there's no scout, should have been with our medic. So what's he on? Is he running the garden? Okay, yeah. This is another spot where the escape plan is really good, because if you have a scout on NG or both scouts dead, you just whip plan and you have full build rate. That was on me. I should have rotated up the stairs where you guys were holding. I got that one pick and went the wrong direction. Kept going left. I should have went back. We cleaned them all up, no problem.
So, a question I have for you is, do you think our team's getting to the point where just overall our general strategy is good enough to, like, really nitpick the really small details?
Yeah, I feel like you guys are playing well enough as a team, and in general, you guys know what to do. It's just there's some small mistakes where someone gets caught, or someone's not, one person or 2 people aren't doing what everybody else is doing. Where it's just, it's gonna hurt you if you don't address it, but it's not something that if you were a really new team, you'd like, because like a really new team, you need to just talk about playing somewhat together, not playing 1v6 6 different times, like stuff like that, and you guys don't do that.
Right.
So I would think it's probably, oh my gosh. Yeah, so then here again, if he gets the med, this is, okay. He shouldn't get the med for that. But that was another time we were down 3. Right as he died, we got 2 spawns, and they were down 2. Like, if this wasn't a newcomer team, I don't think they let that happen. Let's, hold on.
Control point is alert.
Okay, so right now, they are down a scout and a soldier. We're down a scout, soldier, and med. So I understand the idea of going for their med, and it did end up working here.
Control point is being captured.
Wherever he is. Okay, yeah, he just killed him. But a team that's a little bit more coordinated, I feel like, would just instantly shred him. I don't know. Like, I understand wanting to get the medic because your medic was dead. I get it. But if he dies there without your medic, or without the medic dying, they get 2 for free, and they have Uber to push last. If that makes sense. If he stays back, they're either going to try to drive fight and probably get some people killed, or they're going to wait for Uber, at which point your spawns are going to come. Like, that's only, like, duh, it's only worth it if he gets the med. Duh. But it's really, really bad if he does that and doesn't get the med. Whereas if he just doesn't do it, period, it's not necessarily as bad for you guys. Like, if he doesn't get the med there and they execute their pushes correctly, it's a round. Because your med is dead. They get 2 for free because you're now 4 down. And then they have Uber that they don't have to use to get 2, and then they can use it for last.
Since we're on the topic of Manatee, when you do those big moves, you gotta call it, just because it's hard to main call around. Like,
that's also true. That it specifically if you're doing something like that, make sure you call it. Yeah, because I do think that maybe not the decision making so much as sometimes it's just he's in and dies and we didn't even know what was happening. But at least if we know, we can maybe everybody else
Manatee likes
the
like surprise of something happening.
Yeah, I think he does. He's a fragger. He makes plays, but I told him many times he doesn't speak at all.
He's got good DM, but he doesn't talk much, and sometimes it's just interesting. Like right there, how does he get that kill? Literally, I don't understand how he gets some of these kills because he walked into them while 3 of them were still Ubered. And then like 3 seconds later he gets a kill. Like, how does he not die while they're all Ubered? That's literally the dumbest thing in TF2 you can do, no offense to Manatee, is jump right into a bunch of shiny people. That's the worst thing you can do because it's literally impossible to kill it. And then it faded, but like, having a scout and a demo there, they should have killed him pretty quick. Like, without much of an issue. But they didn't, and he was able to get the demo after. Like, that, I just don't think that should happen. Like, it ended up working, but
with good teams, it doesn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't work. It wouldn't work against a good team.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
And I feel like if Manatee played more around the combo, he would thrive because that wouldn't be such a black hole of heals.
Yeah. Just having 300 on Soldier sometimes is really nice. Only having 200 is only gets you so much. And with as much as he jumps around, I doubt he's probably buffed very often. So I'm pretty sure in the logs, hasn't he, like, not bottom healed necessarily, but been really close to the bottom heals a couple times? Or maybe even has bottom. Just because he's...
get a lot.
Yeah, just because he plays very roamy. Oh gosh, it's so bugged.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay.
Alright, they have Uber, they're gonna let us get, apparently. Just fine.
Lots of manatee talk. Is there anything else from other people?
Okay, so they're walking in the left side because our roamer died. That's the right play by them. Our sentry dies, so go into spawn.
That scout had 8 health.
Was that a drop? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was.
Gotcha.
Because that scout lived for a year. I didn't think I needed to use on him.
Yeah, that's tough.
I thought somebody would have killed him. But he was just
Because
alive
how many
for so
people? Yeah,
long.
how many people were alive? Not many.
There's
only a couple people left.
Our control
I mean, we literally held it with still 3 people alive without even using an Uber. So they couldn't have. I mean, they must have beefed that push pretty bad.
And that was my fault because Bitter called it in 1, and I walked past and I didn't see him.
Yeah, and I
Just
wasn't with you guys
staring
anymore. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I was 9 health at the one point when I piped that scout and put him down to 9, so I had to resup mine. So I was still in spawn at this time, I think.
Also, 40, I'm pretty sure we're way too aggro here.
Yeah, when you're holding an IT, generally you don't want to be that far forward. It's really easy to get caught. Generally, soldier, if you stand on the pack, you can shoot rockets from there without hitting yourself.
Yeah.
So, like, that's pretty good to just camp on there. And then Pi kind of rotates in between. Like, it's pretty easy. That's a big enough area in IT that you can you can call it. If somebody starts coming in and you're on that pack there as the soldier, you can have your scout rotate before they can get in. Yeah, generally you don't want to play in computer room, which that's computer room that she's looking at. Playing in here is really, really tough, because if they, like, rocket jump into you, you're going to get caught up against those walls, probably. They're using in, they're not using in, they dropped in. Oh, sad. Wow,
No.
BM.
Ethan knows he's doing.
Bad. Vanity stealer
Oh,
of
man's
packs.
invisible.
Am I invisible? Yes.
Ooh, that serve.
Yeah, I think I almost died. If I wouldn't have landed, I'm pretty sure I would have died to fall damage. Don't worry, I died anyway. I was trying to take the short route into second.
What did I use? Did I get forced?
Doesn't look like it. Here.
That was a terrible use.
You can see that I'm panicking.
Oh.
Can you watch my POV there?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
You can see that as a roamer, I'm not used to be Ubered, and I'm just jumping.
Yeah.
Uber is really
Pretty
weird.
sure there is a moment in this game in which I sack. They're like, "Why were you there?" And I said, "Sack."
Oh, let's watch my ramp slide again.
Passion.
Oh, that first one too. What a rollout.
Beautiful.
Alright.
What did I use?
Why are you in front of everybody?
Beats. Classic.
Pub braining. You know how it is.
So the soldier jumped behind you? Ooh.
That's why. Okay. I
Ooh.
panicked
You
by
were
that
cool.
soldier.
That was a panic pop. He didn't even do any damage to you.
That's
I
unfortunate.
would love to see this
Yeah.
kind of medic on a bomb.
Well, I mean, he's got a panic pop when he's got a 300 ping.
That's fair.
I think my internet was fine this night.
What was your ping? Only 60. Unacceptable.
Oh.
Excuse.
Yeah.
Excuse.
Yeah, I feared. That's... Damn.
I don't remember if we can test 2 here. We should be testing 2.
This is when I dropped my cloak in front of their demo and had to face stab or die, and I died.
I'm watching. I'm on the
No,
cam.
please don't watch.
Alright, I'm expecting a big play here.
No, it doesn't happen.
Don't know why I would think anything else.
You
should have uncloaked and got the ammo.
I'm on cloak and dagger.
If you're uncloaked, it picks up ammo. You
Is
just
it?
can't do it while you're cloaked.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What's like the must go as a spy, as a cloak?
In 6's, cloak and dagger is the best. Because then you're not on a timetable of when you have to go.
Yeah, that's true.
What? It was a valiant effort. Oh no, we have another person in.
Yeah, I think I jumped in.
I think we were trying to make noise, and we
Right,
just
make a
got too
distraction.
aggro.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I think I called the sack, so it wasn't party small.
Yeah, I think I went intentionally to sack.
I think we were actually just gonna like actually push, and then instead of just faking it.
They used... I think we ended up flashing a ton here, and their Uber was actually better. Never mind, we killed the demo, I lied. Oh, no, their Uber... I don't think their Uber was necessarily better, they just cleaned up really well.
Yeah.
Manatee should not go in here, or hide, or... No, bad idea.
Our control point is being captured.
So, do you think, like, in general, our team should, like, just stick to the super solid game plan, or should we try and, like, get hiders behind more? Because...
I mean, you can, it's just you need to be selective about when you do it. Like, hiding behind when you're down 5 people, unless you're, like, backcapping or something, or, like, trying to go behind, like, that, it just doesn't make sense, because it's probably, it's likely you can't distract them at all, and you're probably just gonna get caught. Again, it's hard to tell, because some of these teams, I feel like they should be doing stuff that they're not doing, like checking corners and stuff. But, like, specifically on Goalie Wash, I love going behind flank. Like, I know this isn't Goalie Wash, but, like, on Goalie Wash,
should get on
going
my
down
plan.
baby door.
Just
Going down baby door, and, going up through river and behind. Alright, I want to watch this sack. Wait, was this... Were you on Spy again?
No, I was on Scout. Extremely funny.
Bogus.
Alert. 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 Annoying. You guys hear the sound? I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our control point is being captured.
Sack. We didn't see much of it, we saw part of it.
Cringe.
Also, like, I know this is kind of contradictory to say, but like considering everything that's going on, or that we've talked about with Manatee. But if you guys like see an opportunity, like don't be afraid to just say I'm going in, I'm sacking.
Alright.
If it's fat.
No, not you, Pancake.
I mean, if he sees
No
the
demo
fattest
bombs.
demo bomb in existence, he can
No,
go
this was
for
the
it.
situation in which everybody was super close to sewer and no one was watching the door, so I just walked at the med.
Yeah. As long as you call it, I'm happy with. If it's a legitimate opportunity.
I think I said I was feeding.
That's a good call, too. At least we know that you're in.
Do you see me standing there like I have nobody to heal?
My team, where have they gone?
Yeah, that was my mind right there.
They were here a second ago.
Because I dropped everybody before I could use.
Yeah. So like, what's the like the thing that should be in Bitter's mind when he's about to use, like, because Bitter likes it when the person who's like leading the charge calls it,
Well, I can't see what's going on.
That's how most, in my experience, that's how most medics like, because yeah, they can't see what's going on. So, like, that's the worst feeling. And my medic Golly, who's been my medic since like Silver, in UGC, like up into IM, it's like he hates it if somebody doesn't tell him to use, because if he pops trying to save someone, but they didn't want to be saved, then it's his fault. If he drops them but wanted to be saved, then it's his fault. So like 100%, it's the best thing you can. Oh, he just got destroyed. The best thing you can do is literally just say like, use here or don't use here. Like if it's clear, if there's no trap or something, you can say don't use here. Like, that's okay. I personally like it on medic too. I don't play a whole lot of medic, but as medic, where you are positioned on the map, it really is a tough situation for you to decide whether you have to Uber on someone or just drop them if they're not saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, since I've never played like any medic at all in comp, like what should be going through my brain in like if I'm leading the Uber.
If you're leading the push and you see a sniper, say there's a sniper, we're gonna have to use through. If you don't see a sniper, or the gun's out of range and you've cleared the traps, say we can get him for free. Like, just, I mean, call what you're like. You can be vocal about that. Like, obviously, if there's a sniper, you're gonna have to. If there's a sentry and it's close, you're probably gonna have to use. If the sentry is at right spawn and you're going in one and you cleared the traps, which going through one is pretty tough to get through without Uber. But as an example, if you're going through one and the sentry's on the right and you can get him for free, you don't have to use. Like, you can say, like, we can get him for free here, and, like, you get another 2 seconds of Uber because you didn't have to Uber right away. So you're Ubering 2 seconds later, which means it ends 2 seconds later. Like that, stuff like that. That's one of the frustrating things on medic, or even just on any class, where you're going through a door, and because the medic either hasn't heard anything or everybody hasn't said anything, you pop through. Just because, popping through a door is kind of like the default, right? You're going into last, I'm going to pop through. And there's nobody there. And you're like, well, this is just, like, literally useless. Like, we could have walked it in so much further before we had to use. Especially on process. Especially on process, if they're holding heaven and they're down one or something, like, if they're holding in heaven, a scout and medic are in heaven, there's literally 5 doors to get in. There's 5 doors to get in, and they only have 4 people, which demo can watch 2 doors. But, like, you can get in for free on process if they're holding heaven often, because they're so far back, and that's the big thing about heaven is if people try to use through, even if using through one, where you're on the ramp as the defending team, using through one, by the time they get up to you, if you're rotating through the upper area to the left side of spawn, their Uber's gonna fade before they get to you. Like, because it was really unnecessary that you needed to use there, and because they were holding so far back and you used in, they were in the perfect spot when it wasn't really the perfect spot if you guys would have just waited to Uber for a little bit.
Yeah. That's also pretty prevalent on Sunshine, where same idea with that huge last.
Yeah.
Or if they're on the opposite side of the map, then you get space. You don't have to immediately use.
Like, that's why if you have Uber add, top rate is really good, because you can just Uber into them generally. But left can be okay too, because if you can get a pick on the flank with your heals, you can literally be on point before you need to use. Because the demo, soldier, scout, medic, and sometimes NG are all on the right. Like, on Sunshine, it's a very good point. It's just so far. It's so far away if you Uber in from left. And like I said, if they have an NG or something, then it's just the roamer on the left a lot of the times. Sometimes the pocket will rotate over and kind of help because the other scout needs to go with the medic since there's an NG. But yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of maps where you can get in for free from certain angles. But
yeah, I was just wondering because sometimes I'm easily confused. Let's leave it at that.
A very similar point.
I don't think people are going to be upset if you say to do something. like say that what you want to do, because then everybody knows at least. And nobody's guessing.
It's just that I don't know what I want to do, and I just like there's a soldier right there. Like,
you gotta walk through the scenarios in your head. Like, try to scout if there's a gun first. Try to scout if there's a sniper first. If you know there's no sniper, then really all you have to worry about is sticks, and if a soldier happens to be bombing, like right as you're walking in. Otherwise, you're good to get in. That's why spotting stuff early is important, because there's so many times where people will roll a mid-fight, and like a wipe, you got Uber, everything, and you don't realize you literally have 40 seconds from when their medic spawns, at minimum, to check to see if they have a gun. Like, people are like, well, we need to go before they get the gun up. Well, yeah, but if you walk into a gun, or if you walk into a heavy without knowing that he was there, or you walk into a sniper because you're afraid they're going to put up a gun, like, a gun is not that hard to kill. It's okay to take a couple seconds, get everyone buffed, and try to find out what off classes they have before you try to push. Instead of pushing in with a double scout Uber when they have a sentry gun at level 3, and then you're like, well, shit, we're not getting anything with this Uber because scouts can't kill a sentry.
That makes sense to me.
Another similar point I'd like to make is that whenever we're pushing into places, I'd like it if, doesn't have to be Fountain, but somebody checks the door I'm going through and can tell me that it's safe for me to go through. Because I know sometimes I'm waiting for a call like, it's safe to go through.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, nobody tells me and I don't know if I can come in or not, or if there's a trap there or not.
If you're the pocket scout and you're with the medic, if you walk through a door, you should almost always look up and around. That's your job to check for a trap. Because generally you're the first one through, and if they dead on you, that's, you know, it sucks if you die, but it's not like terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, also, you
It's better
generally
you than me.
most sticky traps you can see from not being able to be hit. So if you try to clear, or you don't think there's any, and you walk through and look around and there's still no traps, then yeah, Bitter doesn't need to use. If they kill you with it and you guys have ad, you can still win a 5v6 Uber push down a scout. You have all the damage classes.
Yeah. I'll make that a better habit.
I've just noticed that sometimes I'm waiting in the door and then people are dying, and like, your heals aren't there in the fight because I'm waiting.
That's a good point. Sorry, Pancake, your mic is echoing. Sorry, I keep muting you. Okay, if you were talking, you were muted like some of the time.
I wasn't.
Oh, cool. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring up?
I'm good.
I'm also good.
I'm also good.
I feel a little bit bad because we really ragged on Manatee while he couldn't defend himself. This whole
He
time.
deserved after all the packs stolen.
Dirty thief.
No, I'm sure there's things we could all point out about each other, but poor Manatee.
Of course. I mean, everybody make mistakes. I think overall the strategy has to be more. If we want to play Romy with both soldier, everybody has to adapt. All the team has to play in different way. Humanity has to be more vocal.
And I feel like it would be good to change that, because right now, like, just moving one more person to combo would be really helpful, because, like, even if it's a soldier or a scout, like, I'm the black hole of heals, and like I consistently get 40%, you know.
Yeah.
I don't mind playing closer to combo, but the only problem is that means 40 you can't play as aggressive as you are right now.
Can't you do well by
I'm saying that if I'm going to play closer to combo, you can't play as aggressively.
Sorry, Pi, I cannot understand you because there is Pancake microphone.
Yeah, I muted him again. You're muted, by the way, Pancake, just so you know. I think you can unmute yourself.
You muted him for just you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
cringe.
My bad.
Server mute.
Please use
I don't know
she
what's
was-
up with that. I'll just mute
She
myself.
was basically saying that you'll have to play more passive if she plays closer to me.
Yeah, of course.
And because I think, because Yang and I were looking at things, and we really noted that our flank, we were really aggressive a lot of the time. Like, if we're defending, we should actually just be sitting there waiting for them to make a mistake, not like preemptively like trying to bait them into us.
Yeah, I agree.
And personally, I really like the way European players play, like a lot more relaxed and just letting them make the mistake first. And I feel like our combo is kind of acclimating to that. And I just want everybody's input on like how they want the team to play. Like, do we want to be the ones pushing the beat and I can't think of another analogy or whatever.
Understood.
It can be map specific too. Like you look at like Proyotech, they always just play super aggressive, and Europeans are more passive. But you can also make it depending on what map. Like you can play aggressive on certain maps if you're strong on those maps. You can play more passive if you're not as comfortable on them. If it's one of your worst, if it's not as good of a map for you, one of the worst things you can do is try to play super aggressive and just out DM them because it's probably not going to work.
Yeah, I like that way. So how do we? Sorry.
I really think just getting Manatee to speak more would make a big difference.
Yeah.
Like every time he fast rollouts, he never tells me. That's why I always call it when I don't see him waiting for I'm like, man, he's fast. Like he never calls what he's doing. And just that, I think, would make a big difference.
Yeah.
For me personally, like when I'm main calling, just when everybody's talking, like I always know where Bitter is because Bitter talks a lot and his comms are good. His comms were too good when he first joined.
I calm down. Down.
Yeah, your comms are like
you calmed down.
Just I really like.
I usually only say important things.
Yeah, I really like your comms, Bitter. But just like it helps me make a map of like everything that's happening in my head. It's just easier. Talked a lot about how to make things easier for me. What would make things easier for you guys? Like calling traps through doors for Bitter and stuff like
that. I mean, at least from flank, it's the same request as always. Like, tell us when you're in, because sometimes we really have to guess because we don't know what you guys are doing.
Okay, it's a good one.
I usually try to yell.
I struggle when I ask where you guys are.
Sorry, what did you say for?
I say, by now finally understand my struggle when I play combo to understand where the combo is. When I play flank. Because until you don't play flank, it's hard to understand as a combo player how asynchronous the information are between combo and flank.
Like, I would say generally I don't have that much of a problem, but it's just when you guys are like, especially when you are Ubering in, like we can't, like us two unshiny people, us nerds can't do shit until the Ubers are over, so we have to like wait.
That's a really good thing to bring up.
So at the very least, if you're gonna call like we're using or Ubers are over, it's safe to come out, or like if you say we're in and then we could bomb in and like make a huge distraction or like 1v1 their flank or something.
Honestly, the only concern that I have that really tilts me like crazy is when I call the bomb for 5 seconds. Okay, guys, we ready when I jump, you push. And I don't know for what reason I do that and the combo is too slow. It's not at the same time. So I don't know if because I have just to wait or you guys are too far and I jump too fast. But every time this happens too many times. So I want to find a solution. How we can, like, the moment I jump and they look up, you guys shoot them. Because that's the whole point. Otherwise, I just feed.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
On mid specifically for U40, it would like you bomb as soon as we roll out, and it would be, it's like really hard to like aggress when everybody's still like organizing.
TLDR,
like,
you're going too fast.
Yeah, like on clear cut specific. I noticed that was a thing. I forgot to mention it.
Okay, so I'll try I'll try. I mean, if you guys can't, because I don't know where you guys are or how fast I was gonna, just tell me to wait or just wait 2 seconds. So I'll stop in case you guys are behind. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to wait a bit more. Something that I will do, I'll say, okay, I jump at 38 and I jump at 37. Just to make it. One roamer told me to do that, and I never did because I didn't want to lie to you guys. But I will probably start to lie.
I
If
think
you,
patience. Yeah, patience is a big thing this whole team could use.
Mhm.
That's you know.
if you want 40, you can tell me that you want to go fast on mid and like get behind, and I can call it for you, or like just when it's good to go.
Yeah, okay. I will just try to be a bit slower and wait a bit more before jump at whatever time I cover.
Yeah.
But if you, I'm just concerned that you guys don't hear me or you just don't push because you are scared or you don't want to die. I just think, especially the scouts have to be confident, even if they see people, especially mid fights if I'm bombing and that's the strat, to just press W. Because if we don't, we're going to lose mid because they kill me and they don't get punished for killing me. And so the whole strat of me feeding and making them turn away, it's useless if you guys don't push. And then you guys have to fight a mid without a soldier, so probably that's not going to be well. So if we want to do it, we need all of us to be committed to that and don't be afraid.
Yeah.
We might just not have the coordination yet.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I'm
it might
saying.
just take some practice.
Yeah.
I feel like making your bombs a lot more like methodical rather than just throwing you at them would definitely like help us a lot.
That's
Yeah,
a very a very coordinated move that it does take some practice to get down. So.
And you pointed it out a lot, so it's obviously something that, yeah. So let's go through a little like checklist of everything we went over. So
manatees.
So we need to play more around what the other team is doing. Like we can't play the same way against every team if they're playing in an extremely like passive or aggressive manner. We should, adapt and poke at their weaknesses. We can play more map specific on how the team wants to play, whether it's a good map for us or a bad map. We should be more methodical with like our strategies and really try and commit to them. Specifically the roamer bomb thing. There's so much I'm missing. Check doors when we're Ubering and just in general. Call what you're doing if it's important. Identify important spots and don't be afraid to do stuff. I need help.
Yes.
What else?
The whole thing about the Euro playstyle. What is it? We don't need to like do very much if we're just vigilant and wait for them to make mistakes. And flank play less aggressively, especially if we have to move our scout closer to combo.
Yeah, and whenever Manatee watches this, he can just talk to everybody about what he thinks. Because I don't want to say necessarily how he plays is a problem, but it's hard to play around. I'll just leave it at that.
I think it'll help a lot if he calms. Like he makes plays, so it's definitely something worth doing. It's just there are times when he doesn't make a play and he didn't calm anything, so it cuts you off guard that he's dead.
Yeah. What else? I'm sure there's more. Ubers calling that was a big thing.
Yeah, I think one of the mentors from last season said to me when I was on Pocket that it was very important to communicate to your med like when and how you want him to use, so he's not guessing.
Right.
when I want you and how I want you, bitter.
When you want to use, and whether it's demo scout, double scout, soldier demo, like that all needs to be called when you're Ubering. Because if that's another thing is, even if you tell someone when to Uber, they might flash 4 people. They might solo you and drop everybody. Like, you need to tell, like, all right, demo scout Uber top right. All right, make sense? Like, that means everybody else stay out. Don't ask for a flash, because then your Uber's going to get bad from flashing too many people.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing is, if you call, you're taking only in 2 people, and let's just say, God forbid, like either 40 or one of me or 40 or anybody else jumps in and tries to ask for a flash. No, you drop them. You drop them.
Yeah, that's not on you if you drop them, or if they get dropped.
Yeah, you drop any idiots who try to get a flash when it's not their turn. Yeah, and then you laugh at them in demo review.
I remember last season, every single time we'd Uber, I would be on flank and I'd come in too early, like before the Ubers were over. So I'd just like scream at Dix, flash me, like right before I died.
I'm pretty sure I told Zix to drop you every single time. So
yeah. So yeah, whatever.
I had to say something, I forgot. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. Remember it right now, 40.
It was so important. I forgot.
Just let it come back.
Oh yeah, I think that's super stupid, but I think it's so effective. Before any team decision, just say everybody ready, and we say that. I think the only fact to say, okay, we're pushing there in 5 seconds. Everybody ready, and wait for the feedback so that everybody's on the same page. I think it's super effective. I don't know if it's just me, but I really responded well when we do that.
All right. Yeah, I can do that. If I do that, just I don't want everybody to say ready. I only want people to say I'm not ready. Because
yeah.
Don't say I'm ready. Just say I'm not ready if you're not ready.
Yeah. For example, if I'm stuck behind or if I'm jumpy or whatever, it's important that you guys stop and or let me die or let me come back and then you guys push.
Yeah. I agree. That's a good thing. We're reaching the conclusion. Is there final word?
It's good. I want to scream now.
I've got nothing.
Some of us nerds have to play 4, so you guys can play all 2.
Guys, you guys are cringe.
Yes, sir.
No, it's fun.
Yes, sir.
No, it's cringe because I'm not invited.
I can just stream.
I mean,
and
yeah,
I
can stream.
You can feel like you're there.
You can
if I'm not dying,
it's like playing. It's like VR. You'll feel like you're actually in the server.
Imagine TF2 in VR playing Roamer. You will just puke every time.
Weak.
But I can see the booty better.
Cringe.
Oh shit. While everybody's here, is there anything I can change about name calling, since it's such a big factor in how we play?
I think you're doing
name
fine.
calling? Yeah.
I mean, in terms of decision making, that's up to demo review, and we've doing demo reviews, so
cool.
Like, that's just something you learn over time, but I think in terms of everything else, like, pretty good.
I'll try and make it less based on my mood, since I don't know, when I'm in a bad mood, I don't.
I see
it's hard
to popping on and off.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
No.
Sorry, I'll just try and be more consistent again.
No, I mean, the whole point of demo review is to talk within the team, not to, like, if you guys have something to say, just say and we will solve it.
Yeah, like, if you have a problem with any of us, like, I tell 40, you're being a bot, stop feeding. You'll tell me, stop being a coward, come with me.
You guys have been playing together long enough to know that if you're criticizing someone, you're not... It's not personal. Like, I hate it when people get offended when someone tries to criticize them. It's like the same thing with like sports. If somebody's criticizing you, it's because they know you can do better. It's not because they're trying to put you down. Like, it's not an insult if somebody says you're doing something wrong, because it's like like the true insult. I got told this by a coach when I was in high school. the true insult is if they stop trying to correct what you're doing wrong.
They
Because
give up
at
on
that
you.
point, they've given up on trying to help you. So if they're telling you something that you can fix, that's because they know you can do it and they believe that you can do it. So speak up if you got something you want to change, or if you want somebody to change.
We love you, Manatee.
Yeah, no, nothing we said about Manatee was like trying to insult him or anything. It's literally because I know how good his DM is. So if he calms some stuff, like he could be a lot more of a factor.
Actually, well, this is not for Manatee. This is a question for Bitter, actually. What's your sense?
60.
My sense? It's like 2.06 something with 900 DPI.
I mean, like inches per 360, but
That's
Oh, I don't fucking know.
You should have said sixth. Your sense is the sixth sense.
if
guess would
anything,
be like-
at least when I'm watching your POV, I feel like you tend to look around with your eyes more than with your crosshair.
I definitely do.
And so you're really losing out on a lot of potential field of vision in terms of seeing like idiots botting and soldiers bombing. So
I've been trying to do better looking around more. I did it a lot on clear cut. I looked up a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. I was just wondering if your sense is really low, it might be harder, but
I have a medium sense. I can fairly comfortably look around.
Okay.
It's just I don't know. I prefer using my eyes more than the crosshair.
Okay. At least for me, when I was first learning to play Med, it took a kind of a long time to sink in that I didn't actually need to look at my healed targets. So, this is kind of self-evident, but I thought I'd just say it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't always look at who I'm healing. I'm just...
Yeah.
I don't look at the middle of my screen all the time.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go get ready for fours.
Sorry?
I'm gonna go get ready for fours,
Oh, yes,
Mr. Ice
fours.
Crunch. Last thing I want to say, don't be afraid to point out positive things that we're doing good and should keep doing.
No, only negative things.
Die.
Dang, sorry.
Like, all things considered, I think I've already played my last match of the season with you guys, and I'm very happy with how far we've actually progressed, coming from like week
Why
1's
the last
chaos.
match of the season?
Because I can't play next week.
Next week is the last game?
Yep.
Oh, really? Wow.
Damn.
And then it's off season. You'll have Yang next week, so go, you fellow Europeans, go vibe on the flank.
One more last thing.
How many more last things do you have?
We got
few
two
more.
more.
I got a couple things planned up. Start thinking about what you want from next season and any changes you want to make that we can't
playing
do
demo.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm down.
So just think about those things. Talk about the people who those things affect, and yeah. All right. Bye.
Very good.
One last thing. Probably Monday I will not be able to play.
All right.
I have an interview, so really can't.
Oh, you're baiting us.
Nice. Excuse
Interview
me?
is more important than TF2?
Jesus.
That's true.
I'm disappointed, 40. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you can get Andy to play, probably.
All right. Bye.
See you.
GG, good job.
See you guys.